Okay, so I know this video is coming late, and do forgive me, there have been other things going on the side that I've needed to take care of, but nonetheless, I am here. Welcome to DMK Wrestling. This is Pros and Cons, the show where I review all wrestling shows that I get to watch in the course of the week. And today I'm looking at the January 10th or 11th, I don't know what date it was, but this past Monday's episode of Monday Night Raw, telling you what was good, what was not good, or what you probably should take a bathroom break for. So yeah, let's do the pros and cons. So Raw this week started with a face-to-face confrontation between the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar and his challenger at the Royal Rumble, Bobby Lashley. And as Brock is making his entrance, Bobby is in the back where Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, formerly in the team of the Heads business with Bobby Lashley and MVP, approach Bobby sort of seeking to be his backup, and Bobby pretty much turns them down, emphasizing that they are not a team anymore. They should stop chasing him around like a jilted ex that is just seeking love. A couple of us have been there. And I'll tell you out of the gate, this whole segment was a pro. And it's really just the mere fact that we've been waiting for these men to get it on and fight for God knows how long. It's one of the reasons why Bobby Lashley actually came back to WWE in 2018. It was one of the things they pitched to him that, oh, we'll let you fight Brock Lesnar, and now it's been like 4 years and it's now happening. What shocked me in this whole promo, and I will say this time and time again, ponytail, babyface, farmer boy Brock Lesnar is the best version of Brock Lesnar we have ever gotten. I was very surprised with some of the stuff that happened. He literally did not need Paul Heyman to speak for him, which is something I've almost never seen it's never happened with a Brock Lesnar promo ever. Paul Heyman does all the talking. Lesnar didn't need him. He pretty much obliterated Lashley on the spot. Lashley literally put Lesnar over, saying, oh, it's an honor to be in the ring with you. And Brock pretty much says, and I kid you not, he says this, it's an honor for me to be in the ring with me. So Brock Lesnar practically destroyed Bobby Lashley on the spot on the mic without the help of Paul Heyman. And as he's leaving, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin attack Bobby Lashley. I guess they needed some people to make Bobby Lashley look strong and let him beat them up. So that's what happened. Everything with this segment was fine. I'm not going to grade things individually or whatnot, so I will give this a pro. We then cut to the back and see Riddle and Randy Orton about to take on the Alpha Academy for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And Randy Orton literally wrote on the back of Riddle's hands, tag in Randy, because last week's match, that didn't happen. That's why Randy believes they lost. And I was presently, I said presently, mistakes. And I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome. The Alpha Academy are the new tag team champions. Give this a pro. I was really shocked. I really didn't see that coming. I thought that they would go longer with RK Bro, but Alpha Academy, Otis, Gable, this is really a big stepping point for them. Randy Orton took the pin, which was so generous of him, the veteran guy doing the job. Massive respect to all these 4 men that competed in this match. This was a fun match. And yes, pro rating, you should definitely go check that match out for Raw if you want to check anything out. Now, moving on. There was then a segment between the Street Profits and Damian Priest in the back. Damian Priest actually declared for the Royal Rumble, but the Street Profits were pretty much questioning which side of Damian Priest they were going to get. Were they going to get Crazy Damo or Saintly Priestman? They weren't really sure. It's kind of the questions that we have been asking as well, but it also kind of worked. And they were set to team with the Dirty Dogs, Big Bobby Roode, I really called him Big Bobby, and Dolph Ziggler, as well as Apollo Crews. So at least something makes sense now, because I said in my last pros and cons, and you should check that video, it's right there, that Apollo Crews was supposed to be hunting Damian Priest down for the US Championship, and then we got that weird tag team match from last week. So at least this made sense. Fun match. Not much to say about it, but I will give this a pro as well. You should check it out. Seth Rollins then came out to cut a promo talking about his upcoming match with Roman Reigns, his brother, as he did put it in this promo, at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. So he's talking and doing all those things when Big E comes out. He's like, hey, I actually put $10 on you to win the championship just so I can face you and take it away from you. Pretty much insinuating that, yeah, they might have a match down the road. Actually, if you've heard the rumor mill, Seth Rollins was supposed to win the championship at day 1 before the whole Roman Reigns getting COVID and everything is what it is now. And this led to a match, seeing that Seth Rollins put on his gear for the promo and his over his coat and all that stuff. But they had a really fun match. You should go check this out. Like, I'm not going too deep into the matches this week because I want to speed things up and get to you guys quickly. But fun match nonetheless. I will give this a pro. Check it out. Probably the best match of the night on Raw. We then had a segment between Nikki Ash, Rhea Ripley, and Sarah Schreiber, who was going to be interviewing them. And she did say that they had an announcement of some kind. We didn't know what it was. Nikki Ash just goes and says, hey, we are challenging Carmella and Queen Zelina for the Raw Tag Team Championships next week or at the Royal Rumble or something, but they were challenging again. To which I was like, wait a minute, we've gotten this match every single, I said it in my last pros and cons, we've gotten this match every single week for like the last, I don't know, 3 months. You want to do it again? And clearly Rhea Ripley's face emoted this because she was like, no, I thought we were talking about something else. Then Nikki Ash turns heel, beats the crap out of Rhea Ripley, and then she utters the line as she's leaving the ring. Almost superheroes don't need any friends. I'm not lying, this is literally what happened. I will give this a pro, but I think it could have happened last week in a much shorter version just so you could cut time on this, but it's kind of okay if you're going to do a feud with Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash, who I really think should be called Nikki ASV now, like almost a super villain. I don't know, I'm just saying. We then had 24/7 championship shenanigans. We had Dana Brooke and Reggie eating what I think was a Philly cheesesteak or something, when Reggie suddenly decided he has superpowers and said, hey, I think I have this superpower. I kind of know when the 24/7 championship is in danger. Literally, you should go and watch this. R-Truth is pushing a bin and out of it comes Tozawa. They try to attack, it doesn't work, and then something gets thrown in the direction of Tamina, who then proceeds to beat up the trash can. And then they're running into the hallway, and then Reggie bumps into Omos, who practically just picks him up. And then Brooke is like, you put him down this minute, you put him down this minute. And then Omos tells him that, you watch what I do to the ring tonight, because next week that's going to be you. Like, oh boy, I don't know why Omos is doing this, but fine. So these shenanigans, I don't know, I feel like they should evolve a little more. It's a little silly, and I think it's a little bit of a waste of time. It's really hard to invest in the 24/7 championship right now, so for all those reasons, I'm going to give this a down. But it was pretty funny to see some of this stuff, I won't even lie. Omos was then going to face this local competitor who, for some reason, I've forgotten his name, but Omos is doing this thing now where he does this height comparison, you know, kind of that thing we used to do in primary only. For some reason, people used to use shoulders. I don't know why you do that. It's supposed to be your head. Nonetheless, Omos was doing that thing, so I guess it's his gimmick now, even though it's bad enough that this guy is almost 7'4". And this guy's like 6'2" and he still looks like a midget. And yes, I'm fine with what happened. It didn't need to be a lengthy match. You knew Omos was going to get a squash win. But I need to say this, Omos is deceptively quick for a man his size. It almost doesn't make sense. This match was fine. I had no problems with it. I like seeing Omos getting more singles opportunity chances. Wait, singles opportunity that English doesn't make sense. Anyway, you get the point. This is getting a pro from me. We then had Edge's cutting edge talk show, and of all the people that were going to be guests on the show, he decided, hey babe, Beth, why don't you come and be on the show this weekend? She was like, yeah, sure, cool. So they couldn't talk about whatever they wanted to talk about privately. They decided to have a whole talk show segment about it. I guess you have to do favors for the people you love, so that's cool. And so they're talking, building up the Royal Rumble match, and then Miz comes out with Maurice, and they're trying to build that stuff up. And pretty much Edge and Beth Phoenix scared the crap out of Maurice to a point where Miz is trying to hype Maurice up and go like, hey, tell them, babe, tell them what you're gonna do at the Royal Rumble. And he turns and Maurice is just gone. Like, she walked away. She did not want any of that smoke, but that was pretty cool. Also on the subject, Edge and Miz at different points in the segment played video packages for their wives or hyping up their wives. So I'm sort of meant to believe that they are very skilled video editors, more skilled than I am, and they can wrestle. I'm clearly slacking with what I'm doing with this channel. So everything was fine, everything was good. I will give this a pro rating. Like I said, I think this match is going to be actually good. It's taking a while for me to get invested, but yeah, pro rating. This was good. And then WWE had to do something a little, you know, I let down a bit, but I will give this a con. It was the match between Austin Theory and AJ Styles. But it was a combination of things, really. It was the fact that they didn't get much time to do anything, and then there was the interference from Grayson Waller, of course, setting up the NXT fight that they would have the night after, which AJ Styles won, by the way, which was a very great match that you should check out on NXT. But it was just, it was weird. It was all sorts of, you know what. Oh yeah, this gets a con. And then somehow, some way, and I forgot to mention this last week in my pros and cons video, Alexa Bliss made it to Raw before VA. So I don't know what plans they have for VA. He's been appearing on Main Event, but not on Raw. Main Event is actually taped before Raw goes live. case you didn't know that, I'm saying it now. So yeah, she was in a therapist room and they were making progress apparently, and then she had flashbacks of what Charlotte did to her Charlie, that Lily doll thing. And yeah, the whole segment is a hot mess. I don't know what they are playing at, but yeah, that gets a con too. Becky Lynch just cut a short promo before going to the commentary booth for the #1 contenders match between Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Doudrop. And look, this match will get a solid pro from me. It was really good. I liked the action in it. Bianca was poised to win when Becky Lynch actually interfered because yeah, she's terrified. She knows that Bianca will kick her, you know what. That almost happened at Extreme Rules. But regardless of anything, this match was cool. Doudrop hit her new finisher, which is technically a banzai drop, but it's also called the Doudrop. It's crazy. I don't know what they're doing in WWE, but either way, this match was good. Becky Lynch goes in to, shake her hand, slaps Doudrop, about to give her the manhandle slam, but she can't because Doudrop is just so massive. So I think something happened to her and then Becky was out of the ring. It's a mess. It's been like 3 days since I watched this, so everything's all fuzzy. I really wish that Doudrop's name would be changed to Piper Niven. I don't know why they're still doing the Doudrop stuff. By the way, it was okay. It was a good match and I'll give this an up. That was a very long rant I just made. So as in conclusion, Raw was really good this week. I won't lie. They smashed it. I'll be honest though, I probably should have given last week's episode 8 an overall pro because some things were fine. But with this one, the nonsense almost wasn't with this episode. They are figuring it out. They have a plan clearly. So let's see what they do. Overall pro rating for Raw this week. Do post your comments below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my main channel. I will see you guys maybe in the next 2 days for SmackDown pros and cons. But I will see you guys. Take care. Bye bye.